All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I know it's been a while, but good afternoon and welcome back to fishing. So first things, let's get it out of the way. It's been a while. It's probably the longest I've gone without posting something video-wise in years. Like probably the last 2 years I've been making a big push, but it's just I've needed a break. And I don't even mean from fishing, just from everything. It's been a crazy year. And I'm talking as a teacher, so basically from September to where we are today, it's just been nuts. But we are slowly making our way into spring right now. We just set the clocks back, and it's like 65 degrees out. It's supposed to be thunderstorming, but it's nice, so I gotta go fishing. And I'd love to go striper fishing, but it's not happening today for a number of reasons I won't get into, so we're just hitting up some New York City reservoirs to try and get on some bass or trout or something, I don't know. Might be a little early for it, but I'll take whatever I can get. So we'll make our way to the spot, hopefully in one piece. I'll put the camera down, and as always, I hope you stay through and like what you see in front of you, because you know what we're about to do. Get some fishing accomplished. Okay, it's definitely been a minute since I fished here, and this is a pretty large lake for where we are. You know, downstate New York, outside of the city. I'd probably have a much better chance of catching fish if I was fishing a small pond. You know, those warm up faster, but nah, I want to try and get some smallmouths. This is the time to get them. You know, it's a little on the earlier side, but you know, they're gonna be making their way in the shallows pretty soon. So we're gonna throw the shadow wrap. We're just going to really slowly twitch it. Twitch, pause, to the point that it almost feels irresponsible, and hopefully that will do it. So let's find out if these waders are leaking. So far so good. Oh yeah, we're definitely feeling a little bit of a leak. Whatever. All right. First cast. We're not fishing too long. Don't even have a long sleeve shirt on. It's, you know, mid-March right now. And yeah, this is freakishly warm water for this time of year, but take full advantage. I'm just happy to get out. I don't really expect to catch anything, but while we're here, we're gonna do the best we can. And I always find when you're fishing a lure like this, if you question whether you're fishing slow enough or not, if you have to even ask the question, then the answer is no, and you need to slow down this time of year. Really slow, quick twitches, and sometimes pausing for like 10 to 20 seconds even. Just let that lure sit there, and that's when it happens. At least that's what I found, so I'll be happy with just one fish today. Probably got like an hour and a half, and then we got to call it, and we're not covering too much ground, so let's make it work. You know, at first I thought these waders were leaking, but I think the truth is that these are lightweight, and I'm not used to feeling the water this much, particularly this cold, so it feels like I'm leaking, but I'm not, so that's reassuring, but I could be mistaken. Regardless, this water is pretty chilly, and I'm glad I'm wearing sweatpants right now. Oh, we're on. We're on. What do we got? Feels decent. Got some weight to it. Pickerel. Laker. Large smallmouth. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Knew there had to be some of these guys around. Heck yeah. We're on the freshwater board for the year, folks. Now let's just not get a handful of trebles and we'll be more than happy. All right. Cool. On the board for 22. Not the most dramatic hit, but we'll take it. Don't need to get a... Cool. What are you doing, buddy? Awesome. All right, we got one. Let's see if we can get another. Okay, we got our first fish of the day. First freshwater fish of the year, even. Little smallmouth on the Shadow Rap. Little 1.5-pounder. Let's see if we can get him a buddy, because obviously one fish is fine, but two would be twice as good. Got at least another half-hour fishing in me before we call it, so let's keep it going. So yeah, that was a very mellow grab from that fish. Sometimes they can be much more dramatic, but it's kind of like I said before, I'm just casting it out there, ripping it down real quick. This is a suspending lure, and then just really short little twitches, maybe the occasional sweep, and then pausing anywhere from 5 to maybe even 15 seconds. There's no such thing as pausing too long here, as long as you eventually bring the lure back in. But that's what I do this time of year when it's still cold and the bite's just starting to pick up, that early pre-spawn bite. I know there's other ways you can get these fish, but this is the way I like to get it, because once that bite really picks up, it can be pretty exciting. But enough talk, let's see if we can get another one. Let's see what we can get our second fish. That fish wasn't super deep either. I mean, I'm guessing, I don't know this lake super well, but probably in the neighborhood of 4 to 8 feet of water. They're just starting to move in shallows, I'm guessing. We're starting to fall into the shade too, but obviously in the afternoon, the water is getting at its warmest, so make the most of that. Good morning. Yeah, it's still morning. It's almost, no, it's spring now, I think. It's the 20th, so either the day or tomorrow. And yeah, welcome back to fishing. So I don't know if this is a continuation of the last video or a new video entirely. I don't know, I'll decide that later depending on how this goes. But I got another morning, a few hours to kill, so I'm gonna try fishing. I'm not going to the same spot as the last video, at least that's not my intention. I'm going to be looking at maybe 1 or 2 different spots, see if we can get on some early pre-spawn smallmouths or, you know, some reservoir trout of some capacity. We'll see what happens, but I'm just going to be doing what I usually do, throw in maybe jigs, shadow wraps, spoons, spinners, whatever I think can make a fish bite. We'll see how it happens. I don't really care. I'm not too picky. I'm just happy to catch anything. Still a little windy out for the kayak, so we're gonna just stay on the shore and hopefully make something happen. So stay tuned, because you know what we're about to do, get some fishing accomplished. Okay, first spot. I know this probably doesn't look like a reservoir, but this actually is like the area that connects to a little stream action, and with it being basically, you know, early spring, I know if I were upstate right now, I'd want to be fishing, you know, the tribs. Fish are moving up, and this lake does have trout in it, so, and some fairly large ones too from what I've heard and seen. So if there's any browns in here, you know, This water's shallower. It's coming from a stream. It's gonna be warmer than what's in the main lake, so let's see if there's any, you know, browns moving up, as it's basically, you know, getting to be spawning time for them. Not that I'm looking to keep anything, but it's worth a shot. So we're just throwing the shadow wrap. Maybe try a spin or two, I don't know. But there could easily be some smallies here too. We will find out. Did not bring the net, though I probably should have. If we see anything, or, you know, I can handle a bass without a net, but a trout, especially a large one, will be very difficult. So I know this is not the way you should do it, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And not the literal bridge that's in front of me. All right, just wandering around, checking out some new spots. It's definitely deep over here, or at least deeper than it was over where we were. I've fished this lake before, but I've never fished this particular spot, so just doing a little scouting. I'm looking at a couple spots that I have fished way in the past, which I'm not ruling out checking out, but let's try something new before we go back to things we've done before. But definitely way deeper here. Like, it looks like it drops down immediately, so I'm just throwing this shadow wrap as parallel to the shore as I basically can get, because once it gets above 15 feet, this lure is useless, this time of year at least. Trying to keep this thing in like 4 to 12 feet of water, ideally. And even that, 12 might be a little bit deep for this time of year for bass at least. But we'll try. That's all we can do. Okay, spot number 2, very different kind of lake. Never fished here before, but I've always wanted to check it out, ever since I've known about it, that is. But yeah, this lake has browns and lake trout in it apparently, so it's nowhere near as big as the last lake I was at. Let's see what we can do. Oh, we're on. We're on. Yeah. Got a decent fish. Got some weight. Heck yeah. Laker? We got a laker. Or a pickerel. I'll take it. And I was ready to call it on this spot too. Look at the pickerel. Yeah, whatever. Happy to catch anything. Thinks he's a laker. Didn't snap me off, so that's cool. But I don't want to get hooked. All right. Better than nothing. Okay, just got a pickerel. Not at all what we were hoping for, expecting, but happy to get something in this new spot. But gave me a little hope, and it didn't snap me off, so that's always a plus. Let's see if we can get something else or another one. I don't really care. I'll take anything. Okay, so that was the only fish of that session. I did have a few follow-ups from what appeared to be some fairly large trout, but it didn't happen. So I'll definitely get back to this spot. It's still very cold, and things are just starting to warm up. So you can definitely expect some more videos coming in soon, fresh on saltwater. So stay tuned. I'll catch you in the water soon. And of course, goodbye from fishing.